All right. Good morning, everyone. Um, Thank you for taking our time to join um, today's webinar program, which is the last for this series of webinar. Um, my name is Henry. I'm the channel manager for ManageEngine, Downtime IT. So, and today we're going to focus on ITSM solution, which is focus is going to drive down to service desk flows and support center flows. And in handling this presentation, I have my colleague, Abidemi, the technical engineer, and also David, also working with me in the channel department. So let me just give you a little background on what the ITSM solution is all about. The service desk plus is more like a tool that you use to manage your incidents within the client environment. As a partner, you're supposed to reach out to your clients, asking them how they manage their incidents, right? How is the technicians being monitored? For example, as a head of IT, you have, say, 5 or 6 technicians working under you, and you want to really monitor what they are doing, right? You want to know how requests has been tweeted. And also you want to know if requests are being done based on a particular timeline, or they just leave all the requests follow and nobody is actually doing anything. So you want to try to see how you streamline um, requests based on keywords, how requests are being streamlined within the technical team under you. And you can also use these tools as the head of IT to appraise your team, right? You can check the number of requests, the number of incidents, and the number of requests each technician has resolved in the last few months, in the last 6 months, in the last 5 months. So with this, it makes your technical guys work smart, and they are proactive in terms of handling requests within the workspace. Also, you can use this solution to also um, uh, monitor and also check the depreciation rate of your asset, right? You need to know the number of assets you have within your environment, who is using this asset, right? Who has been assigned this asset. So without even have to you going through the without you going trying to go physically to go and check who has been assigned a particular asset, just from your single console, you can check and know who are using a particular asset, and also what asset is available for a new employee to be used. And so that's just it. And with the support center plus, you have the opportunity to sell a solution where mostly for clients that are into after sales activities, right? Most of the clients wants to get feedback from their customers. So with this solution, Support Center Plus, you'll be able to get feedback in terms of uh, challenges they encounter while they are using your solution or your product, right? We have some clients that uses this solution, right? Mostly in the telecommunication industry, where they've sold their model, they sold their internet solution to a client, and probably they have a network issue. So just as the type from the customer's end to a particular email that has been sent, that has been tied to this solution, they can get a ticket raised, and a technician or a field technician will be assigned to go and resolve that challenges, right, in the customer's premises. So that is how the Support Center Plus works. So I believe that Bidemi, my colleague, will be able to elaborate more as regards the functionalities of this solution. And I know that by the end of the presentation, you should be able to distinguish between support center flows and service desk flows, and also know how to push this solution to your client. So in order not to waste much of our time, I'll just allow my colleague David to start off the presentation. So we'll be happy to get your questions, right, using the chat box. So should you want to ask any question, feel free to use the chat box. At the end of the session, we're going to come back and attend to all the questions that have been asked. Okay, David, mic's over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry, for that introduction. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this webinar session. It is good to have a number of you here. And coming from the last three sessions, it has been very active. I would just like to give a brief overview of who we are, Tranta IT, and what we do. Tranta IT is an IT servicing company that has been fast growing over the past 2 decades. We've been offering ranging services from IT support to project management, IT security, and the likes. We all know that we are the sole and official distributors for the ManageEngine solution that has been offering solutions such as the SDP, the Endpoint Central solution, the Op Manager solution, the AD Manager, and many more. Over 44 solutions spread across their solution. So we've also been in the partners business for over 6 years, and we are looking more to bring more to the team. So Tranta IT has over 250 highly trained engineers providing IT support all over the country. Tranta IT is also a servicing company in 36 states across Nigeria, and 99% SLA completion on outsourced IT support contracts, a clientele of over 24 blue chip companies, an impressive customer base comprising of 74% of commercial banks in Nigeria. So we've been able to work with the top banks in Nigeria, ranging from GT and the likes. This We have a 15-year working with the industry leaders, like I said previously, or with GT, FCMB, Union Bank, and the like. So I'll be handing over to my senior tech sales engineer, Mr. Bidemi Akin today, which will be taking us on the SDP solution. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, David. Good morning again, everyone. My name is Bidemi Akin. Um, this morning I'll be taking us through on our IT service management tools, rather, which is the ManageEngine Service X Plus and the ManageEngine Support Center Plus. So we have various functions of it. We have the IT and enterprise service management. We have the service management for MSPs, the IT asset management, and the customer support, which is the Support Center Plus. So like Mr. Henry has said earlier, so the major difference between the Service Desk Plus and the Support Center is the ManageEngine Service Desk Plus basically helps you to take charge and reduce the manual operation of your IT activities. So majorly we advise for in-house, that is within the organization. So for Support Center Plus, we always advise for customers like manufacturing companies, whereby people need to make enquiries, lodge complaints, place orders, and the likes. So that's the major difference between our ManageEngine Service Desk Plus and the Support Center Plus. So moving on, I'll be talking about why you need for Service Desk Plus in our current in our environment this year. So ManageEngine Service Desk Plus helps to provide the IT department with the tools for and processes to enhance their service delivery. It also brings efficiency and productivity within or among your IT team, whereby, like, we used to talk about division of labor, and it ease communications. It encourages standardized services and align IT within your business needs. It also helps you to reduce cost and risk of untimely and even improve your customer or employee experience. So as a tool, whereby even as a technician that makes use of this tool is very user friendly. The interface and features are easy to access. Like as a requester, it's very easy for you to know where to raise your tickets, how to lodge your complaints, and as an engineer, there are features for you to either respond to a complaint or to a request. All of these actions are very easy to identify using the Service Desk Plus. It also has this comprehensive understanding of IT lifecycle, whereby I'll place an instance on, for instance, you're requesting for a new workstation for a new staff. So it starts from the request for service to be raised for a new system, goes to the for approvals, then the life cycle goes from install, whereby the system is being bought, being configured, assigned to a user which is in use, where then from there probably the system developed an error or a fault. It also has the option to show you that system is in state of repair, and either its life cycle has expired, whereby it is either to be replaced or can still be used by the user. Then you assist your IT teams in provisioning of all relevant IT services, starting from incident to service to change to problem, and it comes with a comprehensive reporting tool whereby you can always use to escape every audit red flags and monitoring of activities of staff within the organization. Thank you. So moving on, we taking it one after the other. Next one is the deployment options of the Service Desk Plus. Service Desk Plus can be deployed in two options. We have the on-premise and the cloud. So for the on-premise version, the customer needs to provide us with a server whereby this application will be sitting on, will be installed, and you have access and full control over this server, which can be operated on two databases. The first one is the Postgres that comes with the application, and provided so most customers would want to give us their MS SQL database, which is also acceptable. Then the cloud version, which is the web access, which has full control, and you wouldn't need your VPN to access this URL outside the organization, and the database sits with the OEM, and we give you 100% data security, which you have nothing to be scared about, maybe data loss or any other attack from an external. So the ManageEngine Service Desk Plus has various modules, starting with incidents. So we all know incidents to be the daily result or daily request that comes in every environment, in every organization, like maybe bad network, just resumption from leave, replacement of keyboard, or some faults like that. So incidents can be raised in various patterns on this application, but majorly people make use of the ESM, which is the enterprise option, and email. We have television, telephone, self-service portal, and it also has the ZIA smart chat bot, whereby incidents can be raised. And from raising a new incident, it comes with the automation process whereby you can categorize, prioritize, and assign tickets to the dedicated or as a concerned unit. So if you're raising a ticket on password reset, if you know it has to be assigned to the help desk team, there's a turnaround time, a TAT, a response time, whereby such ticket needs to be responded to and resolved. It comes with an SLA, a business rules rather, and a life cycle of raising the tickets to the closure of tickets, and an analysis feature whereby you have the option to remote into your user system with the Service Desk Plus, and getting the asset information. So when a requester is raising a ticket, automatically the requester's basic informations are being captured by the application. And if the user is tied to a particular asset, the asset number also comes along with all of this information. Then you can communicate with your user using the application also. So you don't have to first resolve this ticket, then go back to your email to respond to such complaints. So on the spot, you resolve, you respond. Your requester also can reply to you, giving you either they are satisfied with it or they need more clarification on what you just on the communication you passed to them earlier. And it helps you to keep conversations within that ticket. So starting from when the ticket was created to the status of either it was work in progress, in work in progress, on hold, escalated to a second level support, awaiting customers' response. All of these conversations are kept within that ticket ID. So as an engineer, as a technician, at the moment you click on that ticket ID, you would have access to all the activities which are saved under ticket histories. Then resolving of incidents that comes with two options. When a ticket is being resolved, we can save these resolutions or actions that were taken to resolve these tickets in your knowledge base. We have a resolution template that comes with a step-by-step of how that ticket was being resolved, and tickets from there will close your ticket. So tickets are being closed manually. So as an engineer, you can close the ticket manually, and a rule can be set for a ticket to be closed automatically. That is, so engineers can only put ticket unresolved, and when a mail has been sent to a notification has been sent to your users that your ticket has been resolved, and there is no response, for instance, after 24 hours, that's an assumption that the customer is satisfied and the ticket should be closed. Then a user acknowledgement and survey is also available that can be sent out to users. So for instance, most of us, when we launch some of these apps and they tell us, please rate our application on 5 stars, tell us, or most of us that usually make use of these dispatch businesses, and tell us, kindly rate your rider and all of this. So the application also comes with such feature to give you user acknowledgement that, okay, you're satisfied. This technician needs to do more with their response time. Okay, this ticket was resolved, but I am still not comfortable because I really need to know more. Then a survey that comes in either a scale of 1 to 10, comments, and all of other options of survey that can be configured on the application to improve the quality and how people attend to issues within the organization. So we have problem management. So we can say a problem are issues that affect business severely. So it doesn't really need to be various. It doesn't need to be an incident that occurs time to time. Even one incident can also be known as problem. So, for instance, we have network downtime. That is a problem because it is affecting business. Nobody can work. So that has been gone from either from incident to a problem. So now, once this problem has been identified, it can be created on the application, on the software, then link such problem. You can link it to an incident that has been raised before. It comes with the dashboard to document root cause analysis that shows how the findings, when a problem is being identified, we need to look for what is the challenge, what really led to the cause of the network downtime, as I was using as an instance. Then we have the permanent fix, where is either we are providing a fix or a solution. So we can call the fix or solution as a permanent one, whereby, or a workaround. So we have fix and workaround. So the workaround is a temporary a solution just to give people, like we have maybe a disaster recovery to put more people on a different network, pending the time the main network is up. Or if it's something that can be resolved immediately, that's when we record the solution. Then we can also raise a change if it's for the organization to subscribe to a new ISP or get a new service provider to avoid such occurrence next time. Then such change can be raised and upgraded to a project after all necessary approvals has been gotten. Then we close the problem. Moving on, we go to the change management. So we all know every organization have their way of making decisions, and every organization has their change management procedure in place. So, and we know before a decision can be made, we have to have everybody, maybe a board meeting or a round meeting whereby everybody has to see, proposals needs to be presented, documents needs to be shared. We need to go through them and see if we are okay with it, if the stakeholders are okay with it, or the CAB, the change advisory board. So now managing service desk has come to put everybody in a space whereby all you just need to do, the change requester, you just need to raise your change request, upload every document that requires either in PowerPoint, Excel, CSV format, Word format, upload all of these documents and you submit them. Then it comes to planning, whereby it has the option of that shows your impact analysis, your rollout plan, your backup plans, and every checklist that has to do with resources that needs to be that are involved during this change, your timeline, possible downtime. That's where you have your backup plans, your rollout plans. But after, if this change is successful, how do you intend on going live with it after your UAT? Then approvals, where you have the CAB, your change advisory board. So the application has this option for all your CAB members to be under one umbrella, and whenever a change is being raised, they all receive this notification to either approve and drop their comments individually. So they get these notifications in their personal mail, in their official mailbox. So they don't need to sit together before they make that decision. So it has saved you time, it has saved you resource of everybody come scheduling a meeting before we can make a decision. So ManageEngine Service Explorer has come to make workspace easy and giving us enough time to do other things as required and to work smart. Then the change manager approval also. So we also understand that majority of all our organizations have their own workflow template. So you all have your change workflows, which would be used in configuring the change plan on the application. So one good thing about managing service explore is every feature, every module rather on this application are open to customization. So they are flexible. So it is not what has been built that has to be used. So if your request template is different, you want to add some other kind of options on the templates, you are not comfortable with what we have on our incident templates, you have your own template that has been designed, there's an option for that. So it suits everybody. That's why the word I used earlier saying that the application is user-friendly is on a 100, like it is very perfect for every of your customers. So announcements, so after approvals, you have the announcement page whereby, okay, a change has been approved and you want to communicate to users. And most times everybody, yeah, we can't blame some and most of us, people keep missing mails, and maybe because of they are in so many distribution mail groups, or due to workload that an individual is on. So we have the announcement and notification module or feature on the change module whereby we can send out communication. So this one sits on your dashboard. The moment you log on as a user or as a requester, there's a flash news that keeps rolling up in front of your screen at the top or either the bottom of your screen, showing you the announcement. So nobody can claim ignorance of what the organization is, of the information the organization or the IT team is trying to pass across. Then implementation. So implementation goes after all necessary approvals has been met, announcement has been sent out, then it's time to implement. Then the post implementation review of the change module to see, okay, this has been done. Let's check our way, the time spent on the change process. Was it worth it? Was it a success? Where was the shortfall? How did we go about it? So that you can get your accurate report for management reasons or for documentation purposes. Then you close your change. So once a change has been approved, so also the change can be linked to both problem and incident, because when an incident was raised, we identified it to be a problem and it required us to raise a change request. Now all change approval has been met and has been approved. The change request has been approved by all of the change advisory board members. Now it is time to create the project as regards change of service providers. So as a project manager, you are not left out in making use of the ManageEngine Service Desk Plus, whereby you can create your new project. You have the project types, customizable project roles. So apart from the project owners or the project owner, the team lead, project members, if you have other roles that you need to add to project managers, you need to add to the roles, the option is open on the application. We can create milestones and tasks to be able to get all our processes in check and to know who is lagging behind and what next to be done when a project is going on. Then you add and manage resources. What resources could be most especially technicians or engineers that are being that are tasks have been assigned to. So you can add names of every of them, then their task, the task that has been assigned to them. Then you can track all of these processes, this project, the activities using the Gantt chart view, which the Service Desk Plus supports. So even if it's an existing project, the application has the opportunity for you to upload your existing project and keep for safety. Then the file work logs and the closure of the project. So please, if you can hear me, kindly type in the comment section and you can still see my screen. So we have the service request. So we have service requests that module on the application. So on this ManageEngine Service Desk Plus, we've got two types of requests. The first one is incident, which we've discussed earlier. Second one is service. So service request comes with, or also known as service catalog. These are requests that requires levels of approvals before any action can be taken. So for instance, the commissioning of servers, purchase of new server, creation of a new mailbox, adding a particular user to a geofence or a mail group. So these are sensitive actions that requires approvals before such action can be taken. So the application comes and gives you, it gives every of your service template or service catalog up to 10 levels of approvals, depending on the number of approval levels each organization is using. So that's why it was extended to 10. So, and these catalogs can be designed, configured based on templates and comes with service items, can publish them on self-service portal for every user to have access to. Then while this is done, it comes also with an SLA can be attached that can be configured for all of these service requests, sending out approvals, a trigger tag. So when a request is being raised, you can configure a trigger that speaks to it linking up to a particular, so we can say when one or two person when one person happens to appear in three different approval stages, you can automatically just approve. So that's for the trigger task, and you deliver your services. So all of these, the major importance of our service request is it would not be treated or assigned to any technician if not approved. So you are, as a technician, that ticket will remain unassigned until it gets the proper approvals for it to get work done on them. So we have the knowledge, also known as solution and knowledge-based module, whereby it helps you to keep important articles, resolutions, solutions, steps on how most of your issues are being resolved. So, for instance, an engineer came across a very new incident request, and we had to do some heavy research to get that request resolved. So, for knowledge reason, or for to help the organization to move faster and the IT team or his or her team members, he or she is advised to document these processes in the knowledge base, and it can be submitted for approvals, whereby your team lead or reporting person has the privilege to go through whatever document you are trying to publish to public and see that it is going to be of more use to everybody that would have access to it. So majorly it is not, and also for new hire, it helps them to be able to learn faster as an engineer, because there are documents for them to read and give them a speed on their self-development. So apart from resolutions, important articles, or maybe some organization call it village square, some call it their newsroom. So most of these articles that are being published by a village square and are very important to users that are always sent to their mails and they missed their mail can also be uploaded in the knowledge management module, whereby everybody can always go back there to read and get the information correctly. So we have the assets module, whereby you can take inventory of both IT and non-IT assets. So we classify our assets into two, which is IT and non-IT assets. So non-IT assets are your assets like that are not over your network, like your air conditions, the table, furnitures, and all that. Why your IT assets are your IP enabled assets like routers, switches, systems, yes, that are registered on your domain and can be tracked with their IP or MAC address. So in keeping track or inventory on your assets using the asset management tool, we have it comes with when the asset is being purchased, then you build an asset inventory where you map our assets to users. So when an asset is being assigned to a user, it automatically picks that user's information because the user has signed on. That's it, because both the asset and that user are on the same domain controller and they can synchronize. So it also helps you in keeping licensing metering and service packs to check that can be scanned. Then making use of these assets module, more essentially for your IP-enabled assets, you can always do a Windows scan, a domain scan, barcode scanning. That the barcode scanning is for your non-IC assets. So for scanning, you can do a periodic scan whereby maybe every end of the week you want to know the number of assets and that are still present on your domain. So for the cloud version, we make use of the Pro, while for on-premise, agents have been deployed on all workstations with the use of GPO updates or policies. So for the agent or the Pro happens to be the channel or the channel between your domain controller and the application that fetches all of this information. It automatically sends a script out to all of these workstations or assets, generates their information, and dump it on Service Desk Plus with all necessary information that has been fetched. Also, it helps, it can be used to build CI relationships, configuration items, whereby you can configure your CIs that shows the relationship between the workstation, the users, and servers that is on loan. That also talks to the CMDB, and it supports all other IT processes like incident management. So when the user is raising a request, they can see the access that is involved. If it's a change, also the project or the asset is available, asset module is available to appear on all of these modules, and you have your comprehensive information on assets with the use of ManageEngine Service Express. The best practice of making use of the assets management helps you to gain control, track assets across their life cycle, map relationship between assets with the CMDB, the CI types, their business views rather, and the CI relationship. Now to the one of the most important part of the application module. So no matter your activities and you cannot give reports, then in face of the management, then you have done nothing. So the application has come to save every one of us in documentation of all our activities. So the solution comes with 150 sampled report templates that can be used as a guide in order to generate your own report. The report can be customizable by some scripts. A query report also can be done. So for your query report, you would have to reach out to the engineer and you state out your needs on the particular information you would want to generate. Then such scripts would be gotten for you from the OEM, and if that is not available, you would get that also will be communicated to you. Then you can configure and modify reports, choose the type of report, the filter options, if it's that's the created time, the technician, the requester name, the email address, the response time of when on particular tickets. Then you can schedule report also. So reports can always be automated after the first time of configuration or creation. You can configure your reports to go out to given number of people, either to at any given time. So you can create custom dates that every 2 days a report should be sent to the head of department, be sent to every member to give them a check balance. Then you can generate and share these reports as email via email as an HTML format, CSV, PDF file, and it comes with some pictorial functions like in a bar chart, pie chart, in 3D or 2D view, whichever way you want. and there's a customized dashboard that acts like a live chat at the beginning of your at the point of logging onto the application, strictly for engineers or technicians, so they can always see um, a mini live chat of what is going on their application, like number of tickets that have gone outside of overdue SLAs, tickets that have been closed, assets that are being worked on, projects that are ongoing, and their milestones. So there's a dashboard that available to give you such information. And the application supports these various database and browsers and OS. Integration. So Service Desk Plus can be integrated with all ManageEngine solutions, as we can see here. So with the Application Manager, the AD Manager Plus, Desktop Central, Up Manager, AD Service Plus, Self-Service Plus, Password Manager, Analytic Plus, both on-premise. So most times the Analytics Plus is a way of giving you a glorified and live report of what you have on your reporting module on the application. So it's an advanced way of giving a better insight on your data. Then also we have some third-party integration also, like integration with Microsoft, and if there are some external applications within the organization that needs to be integrated, we have a provision of API keys from vendors or OEM, and we'll be working hand in hand with the developer of your third-party application in order to get a smooth and successful integration of ManageEngine Service Desk Plus with your application. So these are the additions we have for the ManageEngine Service Desk Plus. We have the standard, the professional, and enterprise. So, and these are the features that comes with all the different editions. So now we've come to the end of ManageEngine Service Desk Plus. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Abidemi. Thank you for the beautiful presentation. Just to throw more light on the licenses. So the Service Desk Plus is licensed based on the number of technicians and the number of nodes, right? And so should you have any client that wants to get the solution, and the client is just looking at incident management alone, right? Just maybe an help desk solution, right? The first solution you propose to them is ManageEngine, the standard edition. So the standard edition actually deals with incident management, self-service portal, knowledge base, multi-site support, SLA management, and help desk reports. So those are the things that you see, the features you get in the standard edition. That is for a client that just want an help desk solution. So, but if the client want to gain visibility on their assets and also help desks, then you recommend the professional edition to the client. So, and this also scale up the functionality of the service desk, right? In this case, now you now have the asset management embedded in the standard edition of Service Desk Plus. So which will give you this drives to these features you just see on the screen: the help desk management, IT asset discovery, software asset management, asset inventory and reports, and purchase and contract management. So these are the things that you get, the feature you get when you go for the professional edition. So it's important when you want to get make a request, because most times I have this challenges trying to devise which edition the client is going for. So if you're not stating all this, you might not be able to get a quote request. So it's important you state what the client wants to get. Is it that they want to manage their assets, or is just an help desk solution alone? So, but if you want a full-blown IT features, then you have to go for the enterprise edition. So enterprise edition covers all the IT features, where you have the incident management, problem management, change management, IT project management, service backlog, asset management, CNDP, and so on. So that covers the full-blown IT features. So if a client wants the enterprise edition, it's quite different from the professional edition and also from the standard edition. But if the client is majorly looking at the asset management, right? And then you also want to look at the uh, managed incident, then you propose a professional edition. But if the client is just keen at getting an help desk solution or incident management, purely incident management, then standard edition is fine. So this solution is either in cloud or on-prem. So it depends on what the client wants. So it's also important to indicate this when you are requesting for a pricing, if it is cloud or is on-prem, right? So thank you very much. So we have other features that comes with service desk clause, just such as the failover service and the rest. Those features, we can actually give you opportunity to be able to get those features by sharing the questionnaire with you, and you will now be able to tick what you want, why you want to get the code for the client. So we'll just dive down to the next section of the presentation, which is what is Support Center Plus. So, Bidemi, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Now we're moving on to the ManageEngine Support Center Plus. So, like I've stated earlier, the difference between the Service Desk Plus and Support Center Plus. So Support Center Plus implements best practices out of the box, a simple and easy to use interface, comprehensive analytics capability, highly customizable to suit work business workflow, integration with popular third-party apps like Jira, Salesforce, and social media like Twitter, and support multiple support channels. So with Support Center Plus has revolutionized your support experience. Because it helps you to establish and manage your customer relationship with ease. So you have all your customers' database or this information all saved and documented and saved on the application, which cannot be tampered with. Then it helps manage customers' interaction in one place. So when your customer comes with a particular request, you can also communicate with them on that same ticket ID, and all their interactions and communication stays within that space. Then you can also customize their plan type, bill cycle, allowance, and usage for each customer with unique support plans. So it is not rigid. So different customers with different plans, and also they boost productivity by reducing rework. So rework where your solution option comes in, you can document ways of which you're able to tackle the complaints or your complaints that was raised by a previous customer, and gives it to every other reps to have a handful of that information, maintain an accurate time entries on expenses. So the timeline are very accurate. So it gives you your start date and time. So at this point, you wouldn't be needing to be working on your mail, and you have your Excel sheet created somewhere else again. So what you want to do on your mail and Excel sheet are available on the Support Center Plus at the same time. Then you stay compliant with service level agreement. So there's a way you can, it comes with the check balance. So every rep has to be up and doing, because SLAs are being available or configured for every inquiries, every complaints, every request that is being raised on Support Center Plus. You manage all your business units from a single place. So this is the portal for if so you have a business unit now, like a particular group. So all you just need to do is come to the portal like you can see on the screen here, and you manage everything from a single a single space. So you don't need to start opening separate tabs. You are just a click away. And as you can see from the screenshot we have here, they are it's very user friendly. Whatever you want to do it is self-explanatory. You want to check the customization, you want to add additional fields for a particular account, you want to integrate with your Google, it is Zoho CRM, you want to modify your users' information, or you want to check on your backup, scheduling, and security settings. So you don't need your navigations are swift. Then we stay on top of all information and start on your support center operations. So that is also a way of generating reports. Report generation is how you can stay on top of all information. You can get all activities, so you don't need to start opening one tickets one after the other. All you just need to do is generate a report and you download either in CSV or PDF format to check your information. So top customer support capabilities are like the multi-channel support, the request management options, the knowledge management, the SLA, account and contact management. All right, so for Support Center Plus, it's only available for on-premise for now. Then the request lifecycle, this live chat, report dashboard, field management, and deep integrations with other external applications. And we have the editions for it also, like we have for Service Desk Plus, the standard, the professional, and enterprise. Thank you very much. So I'll hand over to Mr. Henry to take off.
All right, thank you very much for that lovely presentation. It's very, very much insightful. Yeah, we're going to dive down to the Q&A session where we're going to tweet your requests. So as we answer some of these questions that have been asked, please kindly drop your questions. We'll be happy to tweet them. So I'll just take us run through what we, Downtime IT, has done in the last few years to be successful in sense of the sales of ManageEngine solution. We ensure that we get the records of every client. We don't just sell to any client. We ensure that we get what their pains are, right? We ensure that we are delivering solution, not just selling a product, right? So if you are delivering a solution to a client, it's quite different from selling a product. So we try to see how we can use the ManageEngine solution to resolve the client issues, right? So that now gives rise to these steps that we have adopted in-house in engaging our clients. We ensure that after getting the client query or the client pain, we try to draw a proposal to actually speak to the pains of the clients. And that is done. Once that is done, we share it with the clients. We ensure that a demo is done because it's very important. We have cases where we deploy or we are about to deploy, then the client is saying that this is not what we intend to get. You understand? We want to get this and that, but what you're giving us is quite different. And it actually comes most times from the relationship issues when there's a gap of knowledge or because the client just requests for an ITSM solution. So you just feel that, okay, yes, it needs this service desk plus. So once this demo have been done and the client is the client well understood what the solution is all about, then they will want to, when you are selling to them, it will definitely be assured that this solution will treat or will meet the client request. So once that is done, I also want the partners to ensure that these deals are registered. It's important to register your opportunity so that why I get requests from other partner, I would be able to protect your deal or your opportunity, because I actually have been in the known when you are engaging the client. So in the case where I didn't get any information as regards your engagement with your client, so I might not be able to protect your opportunity. So it's important as a partner selling management solution, please do register your opportunity, and I would definitely get it. So how do I register? Go to the website, all right, and click on Transparency. Then you click on the registration. From there, you can be able to register all your opportunities. And also, it's important to, in every quarter as a partners, the clients you intend to engage, the client you already were engaging, please register those opportunity in the portal so that I will be in the known, and also be proactive once I get other partners trying to come into that environment. So after this has been done, you share a questionnaire, right? That by demanding for a quotation. So like I said in the last session, in the last presentation we did, we have a ready-made questionnaire, more like a scoping sheet to get quote requests from the clients. So you don't need to be an expert in this solution for you to be able to get a quote. Just reach out to me, then I'll send a questionnaire. With this questionnaire, you should be able to get a quote from the client. And once the quote is gotten, you can propose for a POC. We are open and we are happy to have a POC with your client, at least for 30 days. Then this opportunity for us to showcase the features of Service Desk Plus and see how it works. And even why this POC is on, we ensure and we also communicate with the client and the partners to ensure that this POC, I hope, is actually meeting the queries you have or the pains that you've been encountering in your environment. So with that, we can, like I said earlier, we are actually proposing a solution, not selling a product. So there are cases where the solution would not meet entirely the client request. That is when we now find a way of trying to integrate other solutions, other things, by also syncing the OEM into the picture to ensure that the main request of the client are actually met. So after this has been done, so you rest assured that the PO and the payment will be done. And deployment is we are open to do to run the deployment for you, right? And also, if you need us to train your technical guys on how to implement this solution, we are happy to do that, because we believe that while you're selling the solution, getting the discount you ought to get for the license, you're also expected to get more revenue by implementing or deploying the solution. So we are looking forward to a time where all our partners will be the one handling this webinar, or will be the one doing the deployment, while we also see how we can support our partners in doing this. So, but once you have sold in a client environment, we observe that most times the partner will just seem to get relaxed and will not want to push other solution. So like my colleague I rightly mentioned, you can integrate ManageEngine solution to other solutions, even third-party solution. But one good thing about you selling a ManageEngine solution is, one, ManageEngine has about 45 plus solution, right, which can be integrated with each other. So it is easier for you to plug in a new product of ManageEngine without you making any kind of research, right? So you're not going to have a challenge when it comes to integrating the solution. Unlike you showed a different solution and you want to integrate another third-party solution to that solution, it becomes an issue. But with ManageEngine solution in-house, yes, it's easier for you to integrate it with other solutions. Say, for example, I showed a Service Desk Plus and the client wants a network monitoring solution. It's easier for me to draw in an Op Manager solution to integrate with the Service Desk Plus solution instead of going out and look out for other solution that might not be integratable. So also you can integrate this Service Desk Plus that you mentioned to other ManageEngine solution. The AD Manager can be integrated with Service Desk Plus. Log 360, like we mentioned yesterday, can be integrated to Service Desk Plus. So you can now see the important reason why you sell ManageEngine, because one, you have it at your doorstep, you have it at your hands, you can integrate any solution at any time. So look at it this way. If, for example, I showed say a Service Desk Plus in the client environment, right? By the time the client wants to get a network monitoring solution, and they feel like, oh, okay, I want to get a network monitoring solution, and you now told him that, okay, this same client ManageEngine solution can also offer you this, but it's a different solution. And the good thing is that if you integrate the Service Desk to the Op Manager Plus solution, once there's an issue with your network or the RAM or the routers has issues, or it has get to the threshold based on configuration, it will trigger an alert, and the alert will be raised as a ticket on the Service Desk Plus. So you can see how easier it is for you to integrate ManageEngine solution. So once the ticket is raised and is sent to the technician assigned to manage that router or route switches, right? Immediately they will be they will make sure that they try to resolve whatever the challenges are before it becomes a problem. So that is how you tend to cross-sell in a client environment. You understand? You can also upsell, right? A client can start with a Service Desk Plus based on cost, in quote. For this, you can start with the standard edition of the Service Desk, and you can also upgrade to the professional and down to the enterprise edition of the solution. So you can also upsell this solution. You can increase the number of technicians. The client might not have the budget to get maybe 20 technicians at the moment, but because of course they can also get a lower number of editions. Maybe start from 3 editions, three technicians, and scale up to the right number they want to get to in the coming year. So that is how flexible this solution. You can integrate the solution. You can also scale up. Even in the anniversary year, you can scale up, send a request to increase the number of technicians, and we'll be happy to prorate that cost and share with you. So like I said, we have all these materials available for you. Solution book, data sheet, flyers and brochure, demo link, overview videos on this solution, each of the solution. We have a ready-made proposal. So you need not to design anything as regards the solution. We have a ready-made proposal for you. Reach out to me at channel@tranchait.com. The channel does not have X, just channel@tranchait.com. We'll get all these materials down to you anytime. But for those that have joined this webinar, those that have joined the webinar for the last 3 days, we are going to send the recordings, and we're going to send the presentation and also other materials to you. We'll go down to the Q&A session now and look out for those questions that have been asked. So, David, please handle this part.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry, for that brief overview on ManageEngine. ManageEngine is a tool that effortlessly streamlines your workflow and helps you in boosting your productivity. So, without much ado, I'll move into the question and answer section, where our technical engineer will be taking on those questions. So, a question from Mr. Clinton Owo. In the asset management section, does the solution automatically detect assets in the environment, or is it manually imputed?
It automatically detects the assets as far as the asset has been registered on the domain controller. So whenever, like I said earlier, that a schedule scan, once a schedule scan has been configured, every new asset that has been registered would automatically be picked on the next scan.
All right. On to the next, Mr. Frank Ebuzome. Can you explain how the AI to ZR is integrated into SDM Plus or Support Center Plus? Would it be useful to enable a customer create a ticket through a chat bot because some customers might not want to use the ticketing platform?
Yes, because the way this DI works is there are some common requests, like you said, that will be pre-configured, and so once they are chatting with the bot, when you make use of the bot, it brings up those informations and they click just like they click away, next question, and it raises the ticket for them.
All right. Another question from Mr. Clinton. What's the clear difference between service desk, help desk, standard solution from the support center plus solution?
Okay, so for all the editions, the clear difference is for Support Center Plus, it's always advisable. It works best when you are working with an external customers, those that are outside the organization, like your external customers. So for the Service Desk Plus, they are the in-house requests that have been raised by members or staffs of the organization.
Okay, so let me just throw a little light to that description made by Bidemi. Say, for example, I sell a phone, right? And this phone is maybe let me just tag it like ABL phone, right? Then I sell a ABL phone that other people as I said, in fact, I've sold to so many people, right? And these guys now have issues with this phone. They now find out that they cannot, maybe they cannot access their camera or one thing or the other. So the best way for me to get feedback from them is by getting this solution, the Support Center Plus. With the Support Center Plus, right, I must have gotten the solution tied to a particular email. Once these guys send this request or query to me or to my team, right, so that they're having these challenges, right, it becomes a ticket that will be sent to me. It could be via my mail, right, my official email to say, or I would have even tied to a particular phone number or emails, right? Once that request drop to that emails, it becomes a ticket. Then I can use this ticket to attend to these customers either through remotely or direct. Or I go to their environment, or to their wherever their location is to resolve the issue, or I have a customer center where they can now come to. So in order for you to avoid to get feedback from your client, right? To get feedback in terms of the functionalities on the challenges a client your customers are encountering using your solution. That is where the service support center plus comes in. But in the case of the service desk plus, I put it in this analysis, is actually meant for your employees, right? For example, I have say over 5,000 employees, right? And then, or 4,000, say, or the case may be, or 3,000. And I just have 5 technicians to resolve all the daily active challenges, all the things that they are challenges they are having with their assets, scanners, printers, laptops, and the rest. These 5 guys are the one to attend to these 5,000 guys. You understand? So if I want to do this manually, there will be an issues, right? And then the guys will be so overwhelmed to the point that they might not be able to attend to these requests. But if I have a solution like the standard edition, the service desk plus, as I mentioned, right? I can make based on configuration and also based on my the way I want the workflow to go. I can assign each of these technicians the technician A, every request that has to do with laptop comes to your desk. Every request that has to do with printer comes to the technician B. Anyone that has to do with software, this and that, has to do with comes to your desk at this desk. You understand? So with this, and each of these guys know where they are to function, where they what they to do. And as a head of IT or the head of the team, I can just sit back and start looking at it because I have an SLA already. Once this request has gone beyond a certain threshold, which I've already designed on the SLA, then it will be flagged to my table, right? And these guys will not want it to be flagged to my table. So in that way, you are sitting down at your office doing other things, and you are ensuring that your guys are proactive, working to ensure that your job is being done. You understand? So you as the head of IT, I'm only telling you on how to pitch the solution to your client. You as an head of IT, you can as well go on vacation. You need not to worry because you know that you have a tool that is set already down to manage and to also monitor what your guys are doing. And even with these tools, you can appraise them based on the number of requests each of these guys have been able to resolve within the time frame based on when your appraisal is being done. So that's just what the differences of these solutions are, right? One is customer facing, one is within the client environment, right?
All right, thank you, Mr. Henry. We'll be moving on to the next question from Mr. Frank. Can a customer integrate their customized chatbot with SDM? For example, a user might request a service for which chatbot has the ability to provide the information. Is there an API for such integration?
Okay, so yes, few customers that come with such request, and it's still on the roadmap with the OEM, even with the API. So for now, the API with the Service Desk Plus there are limits to the functionalities that it can provide. But this has been raised with the OEM based on several requests of chatbots from organizations that wants to be integrated with the application. So it's still in the roadmap with the OEM.
All right, on to the next question from Faith Osazua. Please, is it the support center plus that is used for CCMP, that is Customer Complaint Management Portal, used for CBN complaints in bank?
Okay, so and that is not the solution that is used, but is probably might be a competing solution. So but Support Center Plus can also do some can still do such functionalities, right? So and just to let you know, we have over about 80% of the banks using this solution, the Service Desk Plus, as I speak currently, and the Apex Bank, even the CBN2 is also using it too. And you can also verify that too, right? Because what the solution we sell as solutions that has been able to, people have tested it and also have seen the capability of the solution. So you can as well, even if you have a solution, an FZ solution that has been sold to a client before, so it's easier for you to even replace with the Service Desk Plus because one, the functionalities of Service Desk Plus is very much a must, and the fact that you have opportunity to integrate it to other solutions which are same from ManageEngine also is an advantage. Another thing is that the cost is not an expensive tools at all, right? Every of the ManageEngine solution is pretty much cheaper compared to their other competitors and still delivering the same functionality. Thank you.
All right. Last question from Mr. Dimeji. What is the roadmap to expand integration to other solutions? Very limited at this time.
For now, the last meeting we had with our OEM when they came to Nigeria, we don't have they couldn't give a specific ETA, but very soon we are working on it. Very soon that information will be passed across. That's why I say, the API has some limits. So to expand its functionalities using of API, we need some more time to get that done from the OEM.
All right. Thank you very much, Bidemi, for those answers. I'll be handing over to Mr. Henry to close out.
All right, so thank you, David. We've actually done justice to the helpdesk solution. Pretty much interesting, coming from David, our senior technical engineer. And just to let you know, we are just an email to and a phone call to. Just reach out to me, reach out to my colleagues. If you need any clarification on what have been done, we're happy to have a presentation with you and your team. We are here to ensure that all our partners knows the solution and also sell the solution at ease. It's very, very important. Also, just to let you know, we have scheduled an advanced training. Advanced training will be coming up first week of next month for the partners that are interested in tweaking their technical team on how to implement the solution. We will have this sent to the partners. So if you're interested, you can also reach out to me or also reach out to the necessary platform through which we're going to send this to you. And also, we're going to close this webinar for today, but we also have a plan to have another webinar before the end of this month. We're going to get across to you as regards this. Also, I just want my colleagues, Abidemi, to do a little recap on what has been said today on the service desk, then they will close up.
So thank you very much. So once again, I'll just do a short recap on ManageEngine Service Exploits. The Service Exploits has come to help us minimize downtime in our business environment in the year 2024. It helps you to work as team members. It encourages collaboration and helps you in saving of time and resources with the use of everybody using of one platform and save of cost, like incidents, problem, a project manager, your change manager, your asset manager, all of you under one umbrella with using the application Service Desk Plus to get all your ITA activities swift and smooth without each. Thank you very much.
Right. Fantastic presentation, I must say, in the last 3 days. We are pleased to have you. We are pleased to see you join this webinar in the last few days. We really appreciate you for joining. At this point, we want to say, want to draw the curtain. Thank you, Abidemi. Thank you, David. Thank you, the comms teams that brought this to live. And also, thank every one of us that have joined. I want to wish you happy selling. And also, like I said, I am very much open to start tweeting your requests at any time. Thank you very much. Do have a lovely day ahead. Bye for now.